The C&L Proven Ground Catback exhaust that we have here today will be one of your most affordable full stainless systems available for the 2015 to 2025 liter F-150s, while at the same time giving you some flexibility with how you want the system to look. Now, interested V8 owners can look forward to that premium 409 grade stainless steel throughout, including your chambered muffler here and large 3.5-inch tips. And again, the piping to configure this system as a dual side or dual rear exit system, all for right around $600. But since this is an exhaust video after all, let's just get right into the sound you can expect with the C&L bolted up. And as you guys heard with our sound clips, I feel like the system is certainly going to be noticeable without being ridiculous or over the top. And listen, if you want to be the loudest system or the loudest truck on the block, there will be better systems for you out there. However, if you're looking for a nice upgrade over the quiet factory exhaust system without driving you or your family crazy, this is certainly going to be a great bet. So, breaking out my patented Wake the Neighbors scale, I'm going to go middle of the road, 3 out of 5 on my 1 to 5 or 1 to Wake the Neighbors scale. Now, moving inside the truck while cruising, you will hear things. It's not whisper quiet. Certainly not going to drive you crazy per se, but I don't want you to get into this system thinking it's going to be like a stock system on the inside while cruising, because that simply just will not be the case. One more note on cruising here with my heavy towers out there, putting any additional load on your truck is certainly going to increase that boominess inside the cab. So definitely bear in mind, if you tow frequently, I would expect a little bit more noise inside the cab. But moving away from sound here, let's get into quality and construction. And as we mentioned at the very top of this video, again guys, this is gonna be a really budget-friendly, full stainless system here on the site, especially when we're considering options for your 5-liter F-150. Now, with that being said, exactly what you're looking at is 409 grade stainless steel here, which is your mid-level material. If you're not familiar, it's gonna rest right between the 304 grade stainless on the premium side of things, and then of course you got your aluminized steel being the more budget-friendly material. Now, the 409 is absolutely a solid material, very corrosion resistant, so even if you live in a snowy or salty area, I would have no hesitation to throw this thing on your truck. But aside from the materials, you're also going to be looking at a combination of 3-inch and 2.5-inch mandrel bent tubing leading into and out of that tiny little chambered muffler here before everything exits out of the rather lengthy 3.5-inch polished tips, which, by the way, these guys have been made from that premium top-of-the-line 304 grade stainless that we just mentioned in our previous block, which, let's be honest, this is the part you're going to see the most of, so it's only fitting that you get the best material for that and keep that looking great for many, many years to come. Now, aside from the very low price point for a full stainless system and some of the other features here with this system, one of my favorite things about the C&L is the ability to run this as a dual side exit or a dual rear or bumper exit. And that's something that not a lot of other systems offer, especially at this low of a price point. And the best part is, if you ever got tired of one configuration, you can swap to another easily in a couple of minutes simply by just swapping one clamp. Speaking of clamps, guys, the C&L stuff does include all of the necessary hardware and clamps to get everything bolted up on your rig at home. Now, moving into price point here, guys, for the C&L, you're looking right around $600. Very budget friendly overall, especially for a full stainless system, and especially even more so when you start comparing this to other stainless systems from big brands out there such as MBRP, Flowmaster, or Borla, of course. All of their full stainless systems are going to be considerably more than the C&L that we have on the table with us here today. So again, if you want, I would say, a modest bump in sound overall, solid materials, and the ability to change up the look, this is a great option. All right, what do you say we shift gears and talk more about the installation? And the site does say there might be some trimming necessary of this lead pipe here, depending on your wheelbase or basically your cab and bed length. But don't worry, the instructions will lay that all out for you very clearly. Regardless, because there is some work involved here, we're just gonna go solid 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about 3 hours or so to complete from start to finish. But now, to give you a better idea of how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you need a 3/8 impact, 3/8 extension, 17, 16, and 13 millimeter socket, a 17 and 13 millimeter wrench, an exhaust hanger tool. And also not shown will be a lift and pull jack. All right, today we're gonna be installing an exhaust on our F-150. First, we're gonna watch a quick video how to install a stock one, then we'll come back here to install the new one.
So first step here for our install, we're gonna grab our 13mm socket on the U-joint. We're gonna loosen up the flange up near our catalytic converters, and that will basically let our exhaust sit in the exhaust hanger isolator. So at that point, all we're gonna do is lubricate them, slide the whole thing back, and since we're on a lift, we'll be able to pull the whole exhaust out in one piece. Now, if you are working on the ground, you won't have as much room as I do. You might have to make a couple cuts to get this out, but it's just as simple as that. So this one is a little bit tough to get to. But it should come right out. And same thing goes with this one. The U-joint here is almost a must if you want to use the impact. If you're using a ratchet, it should clear no problem. So now our exhaust is loose at the front. We just need to lubricate these rubber hanger isolators so we can slide our exhaust back and out. For that, I'm gonna use PB Blaster here. You could use white lithium grease. As you can see, this one has had on it before. So we're just gonna give this a shot here on both sides. So now we can take our exhaust hanger removal tool and we're just gonna work that out. So now we have two more hangers supporting our exhaust, and all we're gonna do for this one right above our muffler is grease it up. For now, you can see it doesn't have that barb at the end, so we're gonna leave this in just to support our exhaust. We're gonna grease up the other one, and then we can slide this whole thing back. So this last one here, right on our tailpipe, again, we're just gonna hit it with some PB Blaster. And again, this doesn't have the barb on it either. So now we should be good to push this whole exhaust back and pull it off of our truck.
We're gonna start here in our front with our front flange pipe. As you can see, we already have our clamp with our hanger just slid over our pipe. We're just gonna go here and bring it over top, slide everything into place. Now I do have a pole jack here I can just rest this on right now. So I'm just gonna get our hardware loosely installed so we just hold this in place. So we have our bolt with our flat washer, and then we're gonna put in another flat washer and then our nut on the back side. We'll do the same thing for the other one, bolt and flat washer and nut, and we'll leave this loose for now and we'll come back and tighten it all up. We can come back to our hanger here that we have on our pipe and just slide it into our isolator, help hold it up in place. Then we can get our muffler on. Now we already have our 3-inch clamp over. We're just gonna slide that over our front pipe and move our pole jack back. Just have a rag on it so it doesn't scratch it all up. Just let that rest there and we can get the rest of our pipes on. Now we have our passenger side over the axle pipe. Now this is gonna go in the hanger and the muffler at about the same time, but we already have our clamp just over our pipe, resting for now. Get everything lined up. Now we can get our driver's side pipe in. We have our driver's side pipe here, so we have our clamp over our muffler. We're gonna get our hanger and our isolator up here, and then feed that in the back of the muffler at the same time. Before we get our crossover pipe on, we just need to put our new hanger in. So we have our bolt through with a flat washer and then our isolator already on there. There's gonna be 2 holes you see in the frame here. We're going in the lower one. We're gonna come through, and on the back side, we're gonna have our flat plate and then our nut. Thread that on, get that snug, just so we get this aligned in the right spot. So now we're gonna tighten everything down. It's all 17mm hardware. So we have a 17mm wrench in our impact and 17mm socket. Now that our hanger's in, we can get our crossover pipe in. We're gonna put it into our isolator first, and then into our pipe coming out of the muffler. Now coming to the back, you have a couple options. Now you have either a straight back output, or we have our side. We are gonna go up our side today, but it's just personal preference. I like the side a little bit more just because sometimes the straight back interferes when you have a hitch here. We can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, and we'll get everything tightened, starting at the front, working our way backwards. So we're gonna start here at our front pipe. Now we're gonna tighten these both down. It's a 13mm head and 13mm nut. Now you wanna tighten them down, going back and forth, just so you don't pinch one side tight. So moving backwards, we have our hanger and our front muffler clip. So we're gonna start with our hanger. We have our impact and 16mm socket. At the back of our muffler, we have 2 more clamps, same thing, impact and 16mm socket. Then we have our crossover pipe here, same thing, impact and 16mm. Coming back to our option for our tips, we're gonna tighten our clamp down here. Now we already determined this angle by putting a tip on it, so now we can just get our tip on. Make sure everything is good, and we tighten our clamp down here. Now you can go ahead and repeat those same steps for the other side of the truck. And that wraps up our install of our C&L Proven Ground Series dual exhaust system with polished tips for a side and rear exit for our 2015 to 2020 5-liter F-150. And remember, for everything F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.